All right, well let's wrap up here talking about the biggest matchup of the weekend. This I'm glad it is last because this is the game everyone's waiting for. This is going to be the talk of everything going into next week. The Ravens and the Bills. We got the two MVP finalists at quarterback. We have good defense with the Ravens. We have James Cook, a bunch of random receivers for the Bills. What are you feeling? What are you most hyped about for this game? Because there's a lot.
I mean, the storylines. Obviously, it's MVP. Like winner takes MVP. Realistically, that's how it's being portrayed. And honestly, I could see that happening. I mean, if this is going to be the last marker of what we see from both of these guys, and one of them is going to be beating the other one, then I think that's going to be fair. You know what I mean? Because if you're a Lamar Jackson guy and you look at the stats, hey, we didn't have the same wins as the Bills, but in the head to head, we beat them when it mattered the most in the playoffs. And I have the stats to back it up. How could you deny me the MVP? And if you're a Josh Allen guy, hey, yeah, I may not have had the same stat line as Lamar Jackson, but I had more wins in the regular season. I had less weapons, and I beat him in the playoffs. I mean, and both teams are fucking awesome. Both teams are trying to take that next step and move forward and put their stamp on the league and trying to dethrone this Kansas City Chiefs team. I think both of them can do it this year. And I think this ultimately, in my eyes, this is basically a Super Bowl match.
Yeah, as far as the MVP, like they in this last game again with the Bills, they put the graphic up of the stats side by side, Lamar and Josh Allen, and Lamar is ahead in every single stat on the list. And it was just funny because the commentators like, boy, how do you decide? It's like, why would you put a graphic where Lamar is winning in every category and be like, whew, tough call. Lamar
Ooh.
is clearly the MVP. But, you know, I'll talk about the game. This is I wish in we lived in a world where this was the Super Bowl. This was the final game of the season. I wish this was the Super Bowl and it's Lamar trying to get past the narrative that he can't do it in playoffs. It's Josh Allen trying to say that he is a top 2, maybe even top 1 quarterback and he's taking away from Patrick Mahomes. I just want this game to be everything everyone's hoping it to be, which I believe it will be. Derrick Henry versus James Cook is also another good one. These coaches, Sean McDermott giving up some 9/11 hype speeches before the game, and you got Harbaugh who's just been doing it forever. Like, man, there's just all positives about this game. I wish it was at least the AFC Championship game, but I wonder how much of a letdown it would be if like this game is like 45-52, and then the next week they lose to the Chiefs by like 6 points. I really honestly don't see the Chiefs beating either one of these teams.
I
And
don't either.
I know we're looking ahead, but both of these are the best two teams in the NFL. The Ravens, I'm picking the Ravens this one. I feel like they look dominant. Lamar Jackson is playing at a high level. Derrick Henry brings so much to that table, and the defense is just loaded. And I like their talent over the Bills' talent, and Josh Allen is the key for them. But I don't know. I just don't know how he could do it with the weapons that they've provided at receiver.
Yeah, man. I mean, but they've continued to do it the entire season. I mean, realistically, they have had a more balanced attack between the rush and the pass. I feel like James Cook has really stepped up into his own and become, a top 5 running back in the entire league. And if you look at it, this defense has overachieved. I mean, they don't have the name brand recognition of the guys on the Baltimore Raven side, but this team has been really, really good on defense the entire year. I think that it's going to be tough sledding to try to stop Josh Allen and this Buffalo Bills team. And I just feel like we've seen it before from uh, the ball. I won't even say we've seen it from the Baltimore Ravens. I'm not going to put it all on Lamar Jackson, even though he is a piece of it. I feel like we've seen this from the Harbaugh Ravens, where they get to this point, and then something happens. And the spotlight just gets a little bit too bright. It's like, okay, well, we had these expectations of ourselves. We, you know what? We're gonna do something completely different. I'm gonna turn into a all-time pocket passing quarterback, and it's like, what the fuck? We just blew him out using the read option here. Like, why are we reverting back to this game plan? I just feel like sometimes it just gets a little bit. There's a disconnect. There's just a killer instinct from the Baltimore Ravens that you just don't see.
But that's what makes this matchup so interesting, because if you look at it, we from the Bills, we've seen it from them too, in like these games where like Josh Allen, you would have thought he would have been in a Super Bowl by now, but it gets to a point where it's like, oh, well, it's 3rd and long, we're in field goal range, and Josh Allen's like, fuck it, end zone, and it's an interception. Like he in years past has played hero ball to a fault, and we've seen it time and time again come up. And this is the year where they went all in and said, we're going to live and die on the arm of Josh Allen, and we're going to lean into that hero ball. And I know now this last game, they leaned on James Cook, and it was amazing. Do they continue to do that, or do they live and die by the arm of Josh Allen and Allen's arm only? And does that come back to bite them? Because this is the perfect matchup where both guys want to prove that they can get there, and they want that next level so bad. They're going to leave everything on the line for this game, but who's going to push it too far? Is Lamar going to, think he needs to throw it, he can't run, and be too conservative? And is Josh Allen going to be overly aggressive? Though that's going to be at play, the push and pull of this game through the whole thing.
And honestly, I don't even have a problem with them calling more pass plays from the Buffalo Bills side, calling more pass plays in this game than in the previous game. What I would have a problem with is them doing more quarterback runs. And I like Josh Allen, but why the fuck are we doing QB power on the goal line? Like, why are we doing dumb shit like that? We have a very good running back behind. Hand it off. This guy, that's his specialty. He's called a running back for a reason. Like, what the, you know what I mean? So I think that is one aspect where they also get too cute with it, where it's like, oh, we want him to be all and do all, take it out of his hands. I mean, and they've done a good job of not doing dumbass shit like that this season. I hope they continue to go down that path. And I mean, from the Baltimore Ravens standpoint, use the shit out of Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is just, and I would be spamming runs with Derrick Henry the entire time. Realistically, who's stopping this guy? He could go off for 200 on any team left in this playoffs. He can go off for 200 on him.
Yeah, they did a simulation of this game, and it was like first play Derrick Henry 70-yard touchdown. And it's like, yeah, he's gonna be a big factor in this game. And I think he is probably second most important outside of Lamar Jackson for them. Because the Bills, can they real I don't know if we've seen a team this year really, other than like the Steelers for a little while, maintain this running game for a full game. Like, you get worn down by Derrick Henry. There's been games where Derrick Henry doesn't really do anything in the first half. He's getting a couple runs here and there, but once it gets to that second half, you are sore. Like, you have taken a beating the whole game, and now you have to stop Derrick Henry from running for 100 yards down your throat in a second half. Like, that's going to be really telling for this Bills team. Like, can they continue to stop it? And if Derrick Henry gets rolling, is Lamar going to just, keep it and run 20 yards down the field, down the sideline?
Yeah, man. I mean, this is just a football junkie's dream right here. I think these are two very, very evenly matched teams, and I think that it is going to be a very close game down the stretch. If you had to make a call right now, are you Ravens? You Bills?
I'm going Ravens. I think Lamar's got it. What are you
I'm
going?
going Bills. I'm going
It's a
Bills.
it's a pick 'em. So
Yeah, I'm going Bills. I just think that we've seen it. we've seen this same song and dance from the Ravens a couple different times where they some reason they just don't show up during playoff games, or hey, we took a half off, but now we're ready to battle back. You can't do this a bit against this Buffalo Bills team. I think Buffalo Bills take it.
I wish this was the AFC Championship game because it's going to
It's
be
so good.
fireworks, and I really want to see one of these teams in the Super Bowl. And I'm just like, yeah, it'd be cool to see the Chiefs go against a couple of these matchups in the Super Bowl.
No, it wouldn't.
But to see Josh Allen of the Bills or Lamar and the Ravens like go into the Super Bowl off of this game would be like such a hype train. And I'm afraid that these two teams gonna just unload on each other. Pause. And Mahomes is gonna walk in there and win and go to his third Super Bowl in a row. So, but we're looking ahead. That's looking
Yeah.
ahead. You guys,
But
let us
let's
know.
just enjoy this game. I mean, this week, I think Sunday is a much better slate than Saturday, but I feel like Saturday has the potential to just, surprise us.
All right, you guys, let us know in the comments how you feel about these games, and please like and subscribe. And we will see you next week on the recap for these.
All right, later.
See you.